Hi, this is Peter. I'm the founder and CEO of Plannuh, and from time to time I get questions about how Plannuh relates to some of the other systems that are inside of your company. In particular, how it relates to systems like your ERP or your financial system, as well as your CRM system. And let me start by explaining what Plannuh is, and then I can help you understand how it fits in the context of those other systems. Plannuh is designed to automate one of the most important functions that is inside your marketing team today, and that's the process of building, managing, and optimizing the marketing plan. The job of the marketing leadership team is to build a plan that's designed to hit your business objectives within the constraints that you have of resources, both human resources and financial resources. So that's what their job is to do. Today, that business process is managed with typically the Microsoft Office suite. It's a PowerPoint deck, it's some spreadsheets, maybe some Google Sheets, etc. That's how that data is connected today. And because it's disconnected, there is no real-time view of the performance against the plan, which makes it very difficult for marketing teams to optimize their plan and forecast their spending accurately, which is a part of the puzzle. Let me start by showing you a little bit about what's inside Plannuh. So what you're seeing here is a plan view, and within here I can see a business goal, and a business goal I've got defined in this plan is sales growth. And we've defined success there for delivering 40,000 leads, 100 deals, $1.2 million of revenue, etc. And you can see where we are currently because this is connected to the CRM. If I go inside here as an example, let's look inside my lead goal. What it's doing is showing me all of the campaigns in my marketing plan that are contributing to the achievement of this business goal, and how I'm trending towards my goal. My target at the end of the year is 40,000. I've defined the milestone, so I'm a scooch behind right now. And because we're tracking 100% of the expenses, not only the expenses, the media expense or advertising expense, but any of the related costs, maybe professional services, other expenses that are part of campaigns, in organizing that data, you get a true view of return on investment. And that's what this bottom element is calculating. So this is now sort of at the goal level, my goal of delivering leads, what's the return on investment of those campaigns? And I can even look down underneath this to some of the individual campaigns to say, hey, what is my overall return on investment by individual campaign? And I can sort of navigate through that and understand the business impact of some of these individual campaigns. You can see this one isn't doing as well. It's actually a negative return, which means that this is one that's an opportunity for us to optimize our plan by stopping this and putting some budget elsewhere against the plan. So that's from a planning perspective what the system does. Now, as I mentioned, what we do along the way is track your forecasted spend. And then what marketing people do all the time is that they're given a budget at the beginning of the year, and that budget should be tied to the business goals they have. And it's probably organized by the chart of accounts and departments that the finance team has set up for them. But it isn't organized by campaign especially, and that's what it's difficult for them to do, and it's difficult for them to project into the future. So by allowing them to build their expense plan, which they're doing today, by the way, but they happen to be doing in spreadsheets, do that in a facilitated, automated way within Plannuh, that gives them great visibility into the future of spending. So they can see how they're performing against their budget in the past. You can see that these black things mean that it's actually reconciled from the source of truth, which is the ERP. And then looking off into the future, it's either blue, which means it's a committed expense, which means that there's either a contract or a PO, or it's a planned expense, which is just an idea that can be backed out of at any given time. And this is very important for the marketers to be able to forecast going forward, because they know when they're building out their campaign plans how much they've budgeted for a certain activity, how much is left to be spent and put to work against other objectives, and then ultimately that needs to be reconciled, of course, with the financial systems, and that business process is automated by the Plannuh platform. And all of this data is navigable, so this view is into expenses into the future. I'm looking at a view for this whole department. I could look at just one department as an example, and maybe in the last quarter of the year, and that would give me a narrower view into, and this is what that one budget manager may have visibility into at the end of the year. And of course, we're tracking this detail down to all of their planned expenses at the detail level, so you can go all the way down into the expense level and look at the individual line items, either organized by campaign or even by individual expense that the marketing team has planned. So they're building this plan out, which they're doing today, again in spreadsheets, but this gives great visibility to the finance team. It allows the finance team to have a much more accurate forecast of spending going forward. So if you need to book accruals, an example, it's easy to pull a report out of this system to say what is expected to come in the future. And you can see how this maps to your GL. I'm going to clear my filters. You can see how, in this case, it's mapped to the general ledger. And you get much better visibility, much better interlock between what's happening between marketing and finance. So again, the business process is about the plan automation. Part of that is how they plan to spend money. They're doing this today with spreadsheets. And what this does is automates that process, makes it much more accurate, eliminates sort of the broken formulas in spreadsheets that you may have in the past, which cause forecasting problems, and gives you a much clearer visibility into what's planning in the future. And ultimately, as we can help them navigate their plan and optimize the plan based on the business value contribution of each individual campaign, the company is going to get better outcomes. So I hope that helps. If there are any questions, feel free to reach out to me or anyone else on the team. My email's peter@plannuh.com. I hope that